Good morning, dear students. Welcome to our home reading distance lesson. This lesson is prepared by the teacher of special disciplines of the English language of Mangistau Humanitarian College after Murunjarau Sengirbek Ulu. We know that home reading lesson is devoted to the literature. So welcome and enjoy this fascinating and wonderful world of home reading subject. Learning objectives of this lesson: interact with academic content, reading, writing, listening, speaking, demonstrate ability to think critically and problem solve, utilize information and digital literary skills. Dear students, look at this picture. Whom do you see in the picture? Oh yes, you are right. This is the great English writer, William Shakespeare. William Shakespeare is a great English poet and a dramatist, author of 36 plays, 150 sonnets, and 2 epic poems. His works Hamlet, Henry V, King Lear, Julius Caesar, Macbeth, Romeo and Juliet, and others. His personality is mysterious, and there are many interesting facts biography of William Shakespeare. And you see the main facts of his early years. William was born on April 23rd, 1564 in Stratford-upon-Avon. His mother was a daughter of a farmer. His father was a glove maker. William attended the local grammar school and got a classical education. In 1582, he married Anne Hathaway. During some years, his 3 children were born: Susanna and then twins, a son Hamlet and a girl Judith. At that time, actors and actresses visited Stratford-on-Avon. William liked to watch them. He was fond of their profession and he decided to become an actor. He went to London. There he became an actor. He began to write plays too. Shakespeare was both an actor and a playwright. In his works, Shakespeare described the most important and dramatic events in life. William Shakespeare wrote a lot of poetry. His sonnets have been published in many languages. They are well known. We don't know a lot of facts about Shakespeare's life. We can only guess what kind of man he was. That is why there are many legends about his life. In 1613, he stopped writing and came back to Stratford, where he died in 1616. This is the place where a house on which Shakespeare died used to be. It was a big house bought by William Shakespeare for his family, and he was still in London. Here he spent his last years of his life. Unfortunately, the house was destroyed. It's interesting that William died on his birthday, 23rd of April. Dear students, at last lessons you have full information about biography and literary career of this writer. Because of it, let's answer the questions. When and where did William Shakespeare live? Did he have a family? How many plays, poems, and sonnets did he write? When and where did William Shakespeare die? Where he was buried? Today's theme is As You Like It by William Shakespeare. Look at the screen and listen to the pronunciation of new words. Had driven him out of his own dukedom. Выгнал из ее владений. Оны өз билігінен шығарды. Forgot to be sad. Забывали о печали. Қайғыны ұмытты. One of the truest friend. Самый преданный друг. Ең адал дос. The former duke. Бывший герцог. Бұрынғы герцог. Chance of learning. Возможность учиться. Оқуға мүмкіндік. Take all his means with the servants. Есть со слугами, құлдармен тамақтану. He could not bear cruelty any longer. Не мог больше терпеть. Бұдан былай қатыгездікті көтере алмады. Seek his fortune. Искать счастье. Бақыт іздеу. Had a quarrel. Поссорились. Керісіп қалды. To keep for himself the money. Присвоить деньги, біреудің ақшасын меншіктеу. Watch this video and enjoy this fascinating and wonderful world of classical literature. Please.
Seven League Boots presents William Shakespeare's As You Like It, the short version. Meet Orlando. Orlando is the youngest son of the late Sir Roland de Bois. Right now, Orlando is angry because his older brother, Oliver, is keeping his share of the inheritance from him.
They fight and hurl insults as only Shakespearean brothers can, until Adam, the family butler and Orlando's confidant, breaks it up.
Oliver reluctantly agrees to give Orlando his inheritance. Or does he? Oliver finds out that Orlando has plans to wrestle the Duke's champion, Charles.
Oliver tricks Charles into thinking Orlando is plotting against him and should be killed during the match tomorrow. Charles, being a little slow, believes Oliver and agrees to eliminate Orlando during the wrestling match.
Meet Rosalind. Her father, the rightful Duke, has been banished to the Forest of Arden by his brother, Duke Frederick. Rosalind only got to stay because she is best friends with Duke Frederick's daughter, Celia. To lighten their mood, Duke Frederick takes the girls to the wrestling match between Charles and Orlando. Charles is a heavy favorite, having maimed the last three opponents he faced.
In true underdog fashion, Orlando throws Charles, wins the match, and the crowd goes wild.
Rosalind finds out that her father and Orlando's father were good friends. She goes to congratulate Orlando for beating Charles and stealing her heart in the process. Orlando is so out of breath that he cannot speak much. Even so, Rosalind gives him her necklace to remember her by. Duke Frederick cannot stand to see the children of his enemies getting along so well. He banishes Rosalind, accusing her of plotting against him. But the joke's on him because Celia loves Rosalind so much that she decides to go into exile with her.
Rosalind disguises herself as a man named Ganymede. Celia as a young woman named Aliena. They are joined by Duke Frederick's jester Touchstone, and together they decide to form an indie rock band called the Forest of Exile. Just kidding.
Orlando returns home, where Adam warns him that Oliver wants him dead. They decide to flee together to, you guessed it, the Forest of Arden.
Orlando, sick with love for Rosalind, begins writing sonnets for her and posting them on trees in the forest.
Rosalind, as Ganymede, and Celia, as Aliena, settle into a quaint, shepherding lifestyle. All goes well until Rosalind finds the sonnets Orlando has been posting for her. Soon after, Ganymede runs into Orlando. The Forest of Arden is apparently not that big, and hatches a plot to cure Orlando of his lovesickness by pretending to be his lost love, Rosalind. Rosalind is now a woman pretending to be a man, pretending to be the woman she actually is. Yikes.
To complicate things further, another shepherd named Phoebe has fallen in love with Ganymede and attempts to woo him. Yet another shepherd named Silvius has fallen in love with Phoebe and attempts to woo her despite her constant rebuffing of his advances.
Now that almost everyone is in love with almost everyone else, Oliver shows up and says that Orlando has saved him from a deadly snake bite, but was wounded in the process. Ganymede faints. Oliver then instantly falls in love with Celia. Also, Touchstone meets a goat herd named Audrey and falls in love with her.
After Cupid's shooting spree in the forest, Duke Frederick meets a hermit and is converted to a strict religious lifestyle, conveniently removing himself as the main obstacle to everyone's happiness. All of this happens off stage.
Of course, all of our protagonists end up in the same spot in the forest, where Ganymede promises to untangle this massive knot of unrequited love with his magic, meaning Rosalind doffs her disguise while no one is looking.
This starts a chain reaction of marriages. Rosalind to Orlando, Celia to Oliver, Phoebe to Silvius, and Audrey to Touchstone.
The newly pious Duke Frederick returns Rosalind's father to his rightful status as Duke Signor. Now that everyone is happy, they dance. Rosalind now breaks the fourth wall and addresses all the lovers in the audience, hoping that their little story has pleased them, and stating that she would like to kiss all the men with beards in the audience. So that's it. That's As You Like It in a nutshell. So if you did like it, then read the play.
Answer the questions. Who were Rosalind and Celia? How did it happen that Rosalind's father found himself in the forest of Arden? What was the relation between Oliver and Orlando? How did Oliver make the wrestler promise to kill Orlando? What was the result of wrestling match, and why was not the Duke pleased to back who the winner was? Proof that Celia's father was very cruel and unkind to Rosalind. What was the girl's plan? Who cheered the girls up when they were going through the forest? How did Adam help Orlando? Can you call him a true friend? How did Rosalind's father get acquainted with Orlando? Did Orlando recognize his fiancée when he met him in the forest? Proof that in spite of his brother's cruelty and injustice, Orlando helped him when he was in danger. How did the story end? Please answer to the questions. And students, your home task for the next lesson will be write a brief summary of the tale As You Like It by William Shakespeare. I hope that you like today's theme. You worked very well. Well done. Thank you for your attention. Take care of yourself, please. Good luck for you.